What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Philly and Pack podcast. My name is Ethan Jennings, and with me is my friend and colleague, Lam Ngafisen. How you doing, Lam?
I'm doing great. I had a few problems getting on, but I'm good, so I'm ready for the video.
All right. So today we are doing our predicted standings for the NFC South. We did the East and North in previous videos. You guys can go ahead and look that up. We're going to be posting every day until we finish all eight leagues here in the NFL. So starting off with number 4 here in the NFC South, I have the Carolina Panthers. I think especially with the loss of those fall camps, I think Panthers with their new coach, that's kind of going to be a struggle. Their defense, it's going to be decent, but the problem is like Tom Brady on the Buccaneers and Drew Brees at the Saints. That's this here's a division that's going to just wreak havoc on all defenses. Their offense, there's questions at quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, he went 5-0 as a Saints starter, but we've seen him as a full-time starter kind of struggle. So we'll see how this goes for the Panthers. But Lam, who do you have here at 4?
Yeah, I also have the Carolina Panthers. I think that the center of their team right now is Christian McCaffrey, and I feel like he can only take them so far. Starting with a new head coach, that always takes time, and I think that their defense is okay, and I don't think Teddy Bridgewater will be able to do what he did when he was with the Saints because he doesn't have as much talent around him. And so I think that this season I think the Panthers are rebuilding. So I do think this season's going to be one of those seasons where you just have to kind of put it to the side because it's not going to be too good.
Yeah, I think the Panthers will be okay. Floor for them, I have, 4-12. I don't think they'll be anything awful. But I could see them, being decent, going 7-9, maybe even 8-8. But I think probably they'll end up in the 6-10, 5-11 range.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So next up at number 3 here, I have the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, like the Panthers, are kind of rebuilding. Matt Ryan is definitely past his prime now. Julio Jones is also past his prime. They do add Todd Gurley this year, so that's a big boost for them. Their defense has some questions. The Falcons are – I don't know how I feel about the Falcons. I could see the Falcons making the playoffs this year. I could also see them really struggling and, falling at 5-11.
Have
a really big range for them.
Yeah, being a Green Bay fan, I've always been scared of the Falcons. So it's kind of hard to see them in a light that they're not a good team. I think obviously their secondary needed help, and they went out and got A.J. Terrell in the first round just this past draft. I think that's going to help them, but I think their secondary is still going to be one of in the bottom half of the league. And with Drew Brees and the high-flying Bucs offense having to play them 4 times, I don't think that's going to work to their benefit.
Yeah.
I do think that their offense might be able to mask some problems their defense has. But at the end of the day, I think that the Falcons are a 9-7 team.
Yeah.
A solid 9-7 team, which this year might be good enough to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah. We have leagues like my NFC East in the run here. Those new uniforms aren't going to help, though.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, next up at number 2. And, this could be pretty interesting. This could might raise some red flags for some people. But I have the Buccaneers here. yes, I know they have Tom Brady, but where's their defense? Plus, I mean, they just got a running back. Like, who was their running back last year?
I think it
Like,
was Peyton, um Barber was the running back.
where's that? Yeah. Okay, so not a really top end running back. So they
Yeah.
went out and got Keyshawn Vaughn out of Vanderbilt. I think he'll be okay, but I don't think he's like the firepower that the Buccaneers need. They're okay on the receiving core, but that defense just has so many holes. And you saw they went offense in both of their first two picks, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I I'd like to say I think the wide receiving core is actually pretty fine.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Other than being okay, I think they're pretty good because they do have two Pro Bowl wide receivers, and they did add. I'm forgetting his name right now, but they did. I think they add maybe Kaija Lipscomb in the draft
Yeah.
or another wide receiver in the mid rounds. So I think the wide receiving core is going to be fine. I think Tom Brady's the stats are definitely going to go up with that offense. But he is playing in a new offense for the first time in his career, and
Yeah.
with no mini camps, with no OTAs, probably it's going to be harder for them to develop chemistry that fast, especially with the new system. And I think that the Saints are just have such a good, stable organization and a good work ethic and a good core that it's going to be hard for the Bucks just to break that in their first season of of relevancy in a lot of ways since like the early 2000s because they have been it's the stats show like they're the losingest team in NFL history. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to take some time for that the culture to turn around.
Yeah. Plus, the Saints are just so good. I mean, you look at their offense with Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees, and Michael Thomas, and then their defense for the first time in like Brees' career, they're dominant. So I just think the Saints are just too powerful for the Buccaneers to overcome. I mean, you're coming off of a 7-9 season. You're not going 13-3 this year. Like it's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, I definitely think so, and especially in that division.
Hmm.
Um, I think that games can be dropped in this division easily. Like them them beating the Saints just once is gonna be maybe a question. And then the Atlanta Falcons could always steal one at home. And so I think that the Bucks are definitely going to suffer a bit of suffer a bit from like being being just getting a lot of new people in and not exactly that meshing, kind of like the Browns last year, how we hyped them up because they had a lot of free agency moves and draft picks, but that might not just show itself in the first year. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a process. As for the Saints, which I have at number one, they have been stably good for the past 3, 4 seasons now, 3, 4, 5 seasons. And I think that if Drew Brees does not get injured, he legitimately could win MVP. That's how highly I think of Drew Brees.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also with the seven team playoff this year. I mean, if there's a division that will put all four teams in the playoff, definitely the NFC South, without a question to me.
Yeah, it's between the NFC South and then maybe the NFC West, which we'll have in another video tomorrow
Yeah,
with the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals.
yeah,
Who knows?
another good division. Yeah. All right, so that concludes this video. Yeah, we had some interesting things to say here about Tom Brady and the Bucks compared to Drew Brees and the Saints. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you in our next video.